What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I'm Antoine.
And I am James.
And we got an epic review for y'all today. WandaVision episode 5. This man, you know what? I'm gonna talk about all my feelings after the intro. All right, we return. Man, hey, look, WandaVision episode 5. Marvel, they did it.
Yeah.
Marvel, you know what? Should this be a spoiler because it's something, it's a stinger at the end. It's a stinger at the end that I don't think I can hold back from. So should this be a spoiler? Should we just warn them?
You know what? Yeah, there's going to be spoilers in this reaction.
Okay, yeah, because I got to specifically talk about this stuff. No, spoiler discussion, recap, spoiler discussion.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that in the. I'm gonna make sure I put that in the thumbnail just to let people know. So, episode 5, WandaVision. Where we left off on episode 4, we find out. We pulled the curtain back. We find out what's going on outside the town of Westview.
Yeah.
Outside
of the hex,
which is her. What they kind of call her power, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So we get a touch on what's going on outside, but they jump to a different decade. Now they jump to the 80s.
Yeah.
Because last one was the 70s. What show you think they doing? Are they doing Family Ties?
I think it's Family Ties.
I'm pretty sure that was Family Ties.
Like, because even the theme song.
Right. And I remember that show, but I don't remember every detail.
Yeah.
I don't remember the theme song,
Like,
how
that's
it sounded.
the thing. It's been so long.
But I do remember the little portrait coming in.
Yeah.
Where the dad and because Michael J. Fox and I forget who played the sister and I think he had a little brother. So they show all them and then they kind of bring it in like as a portrait. They color it in or whatever. So I'm pretty sure they do in Family Ties. But so as we know, Wanda have the twin babies. And so now she's trying to raise the babies, and you got Agnes keep coming in. So we go like I said. So let's talk about inside the bubble or inside the hex.
Yeah,
we call it the hex.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first part of the episode was inside the hex, and so the Wanda have the babies. They can't sleep. Agnes keep coming over. Now we already know she keep coming over, and she got this way of talking. This is like what should I call that? It's over. It's kind of like stage acting.
It's almost like vaudeville. Like just like you're definitely playing to a crowd. Like there's no illusion that you're in like a moment. Like you are playing to an audience.
Right. Well, because that's kind of how stage actors act. Because, like you said, it's an audience. You're not. You can't have close-ups or whatever. So you got to be over. There's
a
physical
bit of structured overacting.
Yeah. Right. You got to overact because you got to physically display how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because people can't really see your facial expressions or whatnot. So she just kind of cracked me up how she acting like that, and then something happened and she just dropped it.
Yeah, and the way it dropped away was like. It was like she was talking to a director.
Yeah.
It's like, I know. Sorry, did you want me to take that from the top?
But okay. So what we talking about exactly is she Wanda's got the babies or whatever. Agnes come over to help, and she's still she's doing her act, her overacting. She got this little way of kind of standing like this little.
Everything's a performance,
right? And I think I don't know what something happened, and then it was kind of like a mess up, maybe. And then she like, you want me to do that again? Like she dropped the
like she was trying to offer to put the kids to sleep,
right?
And Vision wasn't having it,
right?
And she was steady trying to get the scene to go through, and he was messing up. So like she turned to Wanda, like, okay, so did you want to run that from the top?
She went to Wanda like she's talking to a director, like she's acting, and that's so funny. That now we know it's kind of like this. Her powers are making them do stuff. How can she just break character? Like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's so she got to be somebody else or whatever.
Like, and that's
what does this mean?
Like, Man, like so that's the thing, right? Is like she's got a little too much autonomy. Like she's choosing to go along with it rather than being stuck in it.
Yeah, but see, it's different from me because it ain't like she just, woke up. It's almost like she know this is not real.
Yeah.
Like so we're gonna talk a little bit later about other people. It's clear that people are being controlled by Wanda, by her power. They are being controlled and made to pretty much act out this fantasy of TV shows, sitcoms, but I just was tripping off how Agnes was just kind of like, oh, you want me to do that again? Like, I'm not under control. I'm just acting. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's almost like if Agnes was like being paid to like keep this going.
Yeah, I know. And then look, when she dropped the whole act, her voice she just had a regular voice.
Like she had her sitcom voice on. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
And then like it's like, hey, so did you want me to run that from the
top? And that just blew my mind because I was like, oh, hold on. It's almost like they kept the camera rolling, in between takes of the movie, of the TV show.
And you know what? It's a bit jarring because like up until now, like we've watched like the jump cuts.
Yeah.
Right. And like now it's weird like when it's like, oh no, we don't jump cut anymore. Do you want me to run that back?
Oh yeah. Is like, that kind of what they was doing?
Well, because like I don't think she can make Agnes do a jump cut.
Yeah.
Like.
Come to think about it, because something changed. What changed about Wanda that made her kind of okay?
I think what it is Wanda had trapped herself in a self-delusion.
Right.
And so when she was in it, it was running like independent of her.
Right.
So now that she's conscious of
it. Now she got to actually make it happen.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, I think I understand in that. So, okay, talk about everything that's going on. So in the Hex, in the bubble, they still got the sitcom going on, controlled by Wanda Powers or whatever. And the kids, they went from babies to 10 years old. Oh, they went from babies to like 8 years old or something, or like maybe 6.
Yeah.
They toddlers, but they're not babies no more. Out of like nowhere, it's like, what's going on with these kids, man? Yeah. Like, even though I bet you some people like, I wish I could do that because get by the
but like, and even then, like that one happens out of nowhere, and then you watch them age up from like 8 to 10.
Yeah,
and that was like just.
And this is the thing, they kind of controlling it themselves.
Yes,
they specifically showed you that she can't control them. Because remember, she tried to use her powers to make them stop crying, and they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of show, and then she asked them not to age themselves up. So, not only can you not control them, but they got independent will of their powers.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. So, like, even the way they talk to her towards the end of the episode, it's like they're influencing her.
It was one line he said, I'm going to save it for later. It cracked me.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard when he said that.
Dude.
But anyway, so that's still in the bubble. So, and then also Vision is starting to slowly realize things ain't right. So outside the bubble, we got Sword is still monitoring them, and Monica Rambeau has returned, and now they're getting some answers of what's going on in there. Where does she know what happened? So she's explaining to them, basically, it made me do this, and it's like she said it was like drowning. It was like she felt her sorrow, and it made her and it controlled her to be that person that she wanted her to be or whatever.
Yeah,
and that's bad.
Yeah. And
what other way can you explain it?
She even tried to defend Wanda, like, well, like she didn't want to hurt me. She blasted you halfway across New Jersey. But I'm alive.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. She didn't really make a good argument. And when I was watching it, I was like, what? You're not really. She's holding people hostage.
Like, she's holding a whole town of. So there's at least 1,000 people that she's holding hostage.
And then I'm like, you're not letting the people even have their own free will.
Yeah.
How can you be cool with that?
the guy running things at this sword outpost.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of us is a fan of him, but he made a really good point. It's like she tried to say, well, she's not a terrorist. Didn't you say that you felt scared, like you were drowning?
Yeah, and then they brought up her past where she was kind of like an activist or whatever, which I was like, oh, I didn't know that, but I guess they was kind of like I don't know, activists against.
Well, like the thing is, and I don't think
industries or something.
I don't think I had given this
weapons.
I don't think I had given it enough thought previous to this, but like they say, like her and her brother voluntarily joined Hydra. Right.
Well, they didn't know what they was getting into, but I guess they said that's how they got their powers from that.
Well, yeah, like,
from the Tesseract, right?
Yeah, yeah. But like, still, I'm sitting there like, when you say that out loud, like voluntarily joined Hydra, I'm like, I hadn't strung those words together like that before.
Well, I mean,
and like when
they didn't know what they was getting into.
I know, but like when you say that and then you see where she is now, I can see how someone who's like doesn't know who she is for real, like hasn't.
Well, yeah, well, okay, I got you. I can see why you would think she's just a villain.
Like you got those two things. You know, she voluntarily joined Hydra, and you know she's currently using her powers to hold this entire town hostage. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how you just be like, okay, she's a villain, and we need to put her on the wraps. I can understand how you feel like that. But, you know, I feel like you can probably talk her down. And this is when you got this character. This is, you don't think so? I just think this is when you got this character that this is a cliche character in these that always, this is always the one that mess up stuff because they always want to shoot first. Yeah. They always want to go in guns blazing. They never want to listen and go in gun blazing and always makes things worse, and they always in charge.
Always. The guy in charge is always has the least perspective.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the threat is right there. We're going to shoot it.
Yeah.
Like you told someone, all right, I'm going to need you to go ahead and talk the subject down if you can. All right, this situation's out of control. It's been 5 seconds.
Yeah. Right. And so you got that character, which we knew he was eventually going to do something, you know, make an assault, or you knew he was going to do something proactive. He wasn't just going to, you know, just wait. Yeah. So they sent a drone in, and then, of course, we got and Monica Rambeau character. It's kind of like Rambeau character. It's kind of like she's kind of like an avatar right now. Yeah. Like she's like the protagonist in this story right now.
Yeah.
So they had some stuff. They did some Easter eggs. This was full of Easter eggs. This episode. Yeah. So I'm sure those other channels gonna have a field day with all the little stuff they.
Lagos paper towels.
You said what now?
Lagos, because in that where they was at when T'Chaka died.
Oh,
Lagos. That was the place where the UN meeting was, right?
Oh, I'm not sure.
It was Lagos paper towels.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong.
Well, yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when I was talking about the Easter eggs, where Monica Rambeau was talking to. I was just gonna change her name to Rambeau. She kind of thick too, boy. When I was looking at her I was looking at her. I'm like, man, civilian clothes. She looking good as a Anyway, so she was talking to them about how to fix the problem, of course, and she was she said, "I know an astronaut that could help us," something like that. She said. I wish I had the clip.
Like
how she said it though.
Engineer.
Would this be? And they just show her text somebody, but you didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
Would this be Reed Richards?
Maybe.
Now we gonna get there. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Now.
I mean, because the thing she described sounded a little bit like their little shadow there, but.
Trust me, this is going to be somebody that's going to pop up.
Yeah.
And they did something at the end of the episode to make us ask that question. Now, we already know Marvel acquired the rights from all the 20th Century Fox characters. Yeah. So this includes Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, X-Men, what other characters? So basically X-Men, Fantastic Four, everybody related to those properties.
They pretty much got everybody but Deadpool and Spidey's villains.
They got Deadpool?
Right.
So they got Deadpool was an X-Men character. So because they had rights to anybody spent off from an X-Men.
Yeah. So they got all
or
the Fox
Fantastic
stuff. So
Four.
the only thing that they don't have the rights to now is did they get the Hulk back?
Possibly. It was. I think they still was Universal's just holding on to that. Like, they ain't letting that come. Universal like, no, let go.
So they pretty much anybody they want to use, they either got all the rights or they got a licensing deal.
Yeah, right. So as we know, they got all those rights. So we was wondering, when are we going to see just a hint of that these people exist or whatever. So I think this is kind of what she was doing, where she's like she didn't name drop. I'm glad they didn't do nothing to make me just roll my eyes, because they could have just said, I know a guy, his name is Reed Richards. She could have stopped and looked at the camera. I know a guy, his name is Reed Richards. So, just keep going with the. We were like, oh no, you gotta have more finesse.
Like it would have been about the same as if if Captain America was like, there was a guy I served with in the war, had these weird claws.
and he should have saw a barber, like, well, that guy didn't look. That guy hated to shave or some dumb shit. But anyway, I'm trying to see how I can show those pictures. But anyway, moving on. So they trying to figure out how to get in there. So she make a drone. She decided, which is I'm looking like, why is nobody figured this out? Or just kind of. So she basically realized that the clothes she had on when she went in there was made out of the same material that she had on when she went in the bubble. So basically, Wanda would change what it looks like, but it still be made out.
So like she got clothes from like the 70s, but they're made of like her tactical outfit
that she had on.
Yeah.
Right. So okay. So that made her figure out, okay, she would change anything that we take in her, but not the technology of it.
Well, no, what it is, if we send something from the decade that it's supposed to be, then it won't need to be changed.
Right. But a drone couldn't. They didn't have.
It was an old school drone from the 80s.
So they had drones.
Yeah. They had them, but they were like low. They had like very low range, not the best fidelity on the cameras.
So they use an old one. How they just get that out of nowhere? They had to be in the warehouse somewhere.
They're basically Shield Mark II, so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So anyway, they sent the drone in there, and of course, Wanda, once they seen her, so she like, I just want to talk. I'm like, y'all tried that, didn't y'all? Did they? Well, she kind of talked to her a little bit, but I guess Wanda wasn't always.
She wasn't hearing it
all the way in her mind at that time. But anyway, she tried to talk to him, and of course, Mr. Trigger Happy was like, fire!
This is one thing I didn't like. She's sitting there like, but these drones aren't even armed. Like, really?
Well, I know. I have to say, come on, Monica. You already know how these dudes, and don't tell me. And then she tried to explain. I didn't know. Shut up. You can't sit there and act like you didn't know that somebody was going to do something. You got to take responsibility for that and just apologize. Yeah. I mean, I know where her goal was to say, "Oh, I didn't know he had something to do with it," and da da da. So now we get to see Wanda all the way, just like drop the act. She dropped the act 100%, and came outside the bubble herself.
Yeah.
And I was surprised to see this because I'm thinking, she's still like in this little trance or whatever. And as you said, that she had her accent came back.
Yeah, and it was strong. Like for a bit there, like I think for a little bit there, it was even stronger than it was when she first showed up in the movies. Like
we talked about this. She couldn't hold it.
Yeah. I think she might have been working on it because like it felt more natural. It didn't feel as exaggerated in the first movie, but it did feel stronger. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
like it felt like a real accent.
These pictures. It's so hard to just look at pictures on Google nowadays. Yeah. You got to actually have those pictures saved. Yeah. It's so stupid. But I got this picture here. Well, basically got a lot of clips of the show or whatever. But this her right here coming outside the bubble with the drone, and I'm like, that's pretty cool.
She got her supervillain coat on.
Right. Well, she got this her.
I know, but like
outfit.
But like like they made the outfit darker.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what she had on when she.
Because it used to be a brighter red, the looser fabrics.
Yeah, I thought it was red. It just like maybe it was dark.
Like it is
outside.
It is red, but it is a dark red. It's not just like
and yeah. So she's basically 100% aware right now.
Yeah.
And when she, she came out and threw the drone out and was like stay away from my town and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, if you still want to call yourself a good guy, you got to let go right now.
Well,
if you don't let go right now, you are officially a villain.
She doubled down, even to the point of making all of the agents around point their guns at Mr. Trigger happy.
Yeah. Oh, stand down. Okay.
Like it's like, I just wanted to make sure you know.
Right. And I didn't know she could actually do that, but I guess I seen her do something like that before, but not like maybe her powers are even amplified.
Like and this is one of the things about her is like there's not a lot she can't do.
I know. And at this point, you ain't gonna be able to control her. You better off just trying to reason with her.
And like
instead of trying to defeat her.
Like this is the episode where you stop giving her the benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah.
She's clearly aware of what's going on around her. She'd rather have this. She like they actually even laid out she's violating the terms of Vision's will. Like
I guess he said what did he say? She don't want to be used as a weapon.
Yeah.
And it's like, but who's gonna respect that other than his friends?
Well, clearly not his wife.
Well, okay, yeah, they showed what. Okay, so full disclosure, we know exactly what happened. She stole his corpse, and went to this town and somehow revived him.
Yeah.
So he is physically there. Maybe he can. I don't know if he only alive in the bubble.
Well, like.
They said like he's alive. Basically.
I think she's using her power to supplement the loss of the Mind Stones, since her powers come from the Mind Stone.
Okay.
But I think because his body is still damaged, right? So
right.
She's making him look more alive, but he is to some extent animated. Like he has some autonomy.
Right. And okay, so I accept that, I guess. And so she got, he's alive. I mean, and then I don't know if it's just, like you said, she got to sustain him with her power, or can he just be on her own? I'm not sure. We'll probably get that as question later, answer later. But he is now questioning her, and now he's really starting to question her. Like he wake up more and more.
Yeah.
And then you get the scene where I guess I got the picture right there, where they like confront each other. I thought it was a little dramatic though, the way he was kind of posing when he flew.
Yeah.
Just, what I'm talking about. Like right here is like they're flying. It's cool, but it's like he's really holding a pose.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like what makes it even worse is like in comparison, she looks a little more casual.
Yeah.
She's just like. Come on, hon. Like,
well, I mean, she flew up and then he flew up. This is kind of like basically kind of saying like they can't control their power as they arguing or whatever.
Yeah.
But when he flew up, like you said, it don't look. Is clearly a pose, and he stayed that way. Like he flew up and stayed that way as he talking.
Yeah. Like I don't know if that's just like something he has to do for comfort for whatever rig they've got him.
I mean,
on.
well, also you got to think he's a robot. But you also. Actors sometimes they would like to do that, especially like the classically trained actors.
Yeah,
they want to get their pose on sometimes.
Yeah.
they get a little extra,
Well, like because he's one of those guys. He is classically trained. Like when he's giving a monologue, he's gonna put one hand on his head, have one hand out.
Yeah,
he's one of he comes from that school. But like it's so clearly a pose though.
Yeah. So and I'm looking like okay. Now he's waking up. So at this point, I'm looking like, okay, you talking to Wanda, and she's aware, and he told her because he woke somebody up, and they told him they're in pain. You know, he was so frantic that he put him back under because he was like, okay, well, dude gonna probably end up killing himself or something, so I got to put him back under. But let me talk to Wanda, you know, so I cut the head off the snake or whatever. And so he goes to talk to Wanda, and he basically he's telling her, he's pleading with her,
let these people go.
You got to you actually holding people hostage now. Yeah. You got to let people go. Yeah. This is not right. This is not, the fantasy is over. You know what I'm saying? Because people actually getting hurt by this. You know, people away from their families and stuff.
And like, even to the, like, again, like I said before, this is the episode where you stop giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
When he comes at her, she starts gaslighting him. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, I mean, at first she got to act like she don't, you know, there's, you know, still, it's like if you bust a spy or whatever. Yeah. Okay, she's gonna keep the cover. She tried to keep the cover, but then once
he then when
100% wake up, the cover's blown.
But like, and then the way she starts talking, it was like, well, listen, I'm going to bed. It's like, you can't just put me to sleep. You know, like,
yeah. I mean, it's getting to a point where she is definitely becoming a villain.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, now you're aware of what you're doing, and now you, because at first it seems like she was subconsciously doing all this, and now she wasn't sure why. Why am I here? Why is this? Now you're 100% aware, and you even walked out the bubble, and you are willingly putting these people in danger, and you don't care. Now you are becoming the villain. Yeah. I'm trying to, like you said, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you're losing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Clearly you don't care to keep the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You doing the most. Like, she really is going way off the reservation with this. Like, even when Vision comes at her direct, like, you gotta let these people go. Well, this is our home now.
Yeah, like accept this. Like, accept it, and I don't want to hear nothing else.
Yeah.
So are we ready to talk about the big reveal?
Oh, okay. First off, let a little bit more about, like, right. One of the kids said when the kids get a dog.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that. So he say my dog died. They say, Mom, you can do everything, but can you? What did he say?
The way he said it was like, but Mom, you can control anything. You can control death. Like, no. Like,
he asked her.
No, it wasn't a question. It was a statement.
But no, it was more like a, when somebody's like, to me, I took it as a kid being sarcastic though. Like, you can control everything. Can you control death? Like,
because that's not how I took it. I took it as a statement. Like he was telling her, like, no, you can make death your bitch.
Well, or maybe, okay. I took it as he was being sarcastic, like.
And then she had the nerve to tell him that sometimes death is forever.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sorry, you can't come back. Death, really? You did that to him?
It's like, oh man, that's like if you watch your parents buy off a cop.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the reveal. Now we're gonna talk about the reveal.
Yes,
and then we was like. So, while they arguing, somebody come to the door, and they kind of did this little moment like it was at the end of an episode. Yeah. We didn't know who it was. I was like, y'all better not.
Yeah.
Y'all better not stop and be like, next week you'll find out who this is.
Who's the mystery visitor?
Right. He's like, she's like, somebody came to the door. She said, I didn't do this. I don't know. I thought it was going to be Agnes. Because Agnes always pop up. But, somebody come to the door, and then... they show Pan back his head. He has white hair.
Yeah.
So this means an old man?
No. Someone much more familiar.
And so they pan around this Pietro.
But not the Pietro
Pietro you know. Not Ern Teller Johnson.
Yeah.
Not him. What's his name? Evan Peters?
Evan Peters, yeah.
Evan Peters from the
X-Men movie.
From the 20th Century Fox X-Men movies.
Yeah. Like
this changes everything. This changes everything.
Like, Because like, dude, like, there's so much here. Like, so now I have to wonder: is he really the Pietro from the X-Men movies?
So
is he some random dude who her power is like?
So you got to say like this. I think it's a. Basically, we're gonna bring in the cast from those X-Men movies, but the movie is not canon.
Okay.
That's the way I feel.
Okay.
Like the actual events of the movie didn't happen,
but those characters
all exist.
Yeah.
So we can bring in those same actors to play those characters, which is smart because those are the best. Those are the best characters you had for them. You know, I mean, those are the best. Those actors all fit those characters to a T.
Yeah.
To me, like they did a great job on that, and recasting all that would just be, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, like I think the only one they're really gonna have to recast is probably like Wolverine and maybe Magneto and
but I'm saying I'm cool with they can actually keep him in as Magneto if he want to do it.
If he want,
they have to whiten his hair up because I can't. That's because they did not age him up. Like they changed decades in every damn movie, and he's the same age. But anyway, they use James McAvoy. If they bring James McAvoy as Professor X, I'm cool with that. You know, I'm cool with any of that. Like this is such a game changer. Will let you know that we got these 20th Century Fox characters, and we're gonna push them in MCU. Starting with this one right here,
dude. Like they here now, but like this is exciting. One, like if I get to see him do some Quicksilver stuff, it was all worth it.
But hold up,
even if this ain't real,
right?
It's all worth it.
No, yeah, I know, but hold on, he's there though. But the line she said, she recast. She recast Pietro.
Like that's the most self-aware line that has existed in this show up until. It's one of the most self-aware lines I've ever heard.
Kudos to Marvel, and I wonder how do they keep this under wraps? I didn't hear nothing about this.
No one was talking about him being on set. No one saw him getting fitted for a costume.
Yeah.
Like no one found any. Got their hands on a script. Nothing. Like they kept this entirely under wraps.
Yeah, they kept it under wraps, man. And I was like, oh, this changes everything. Yeah. This is so exciting because I feel like now you can just they grandfathered in, and you could just throw them in. They could just be there.
Because and this is one thing I'm hoping for is like, you know what? He's Pietro.
Yeah,
he's Pietro.
And I'm cool with it because
not only that, he was always Pietro.
Right. I was like, right. And I'm cool with it because one, I don't think Quicksilver died. I guess, did he die?
He did.
In the comics? Okay.
Oh, in the comics? No.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I know they had him die in the movie, and I'm thinking, like, I don't remember him dying in the comics. I remember him playing him and Wanda was always together.
Yeah.
In all the X-Men comics or whatever.
Sometimes two together.
Right. Well, and the reason why they even used them characters because they were X-Men and Avengers. So they was able to use them in Avengers. They just couldn't call them mutants. They call them miracles or whatever. So anyway, now they can call them mutants, huh? They
call them enhanced humans.
Yeah, where they pretty much they didn't have mutants in that universe, so they got their powers from the stone. Yeah. Where in the comics they were just mutants.
Like I would even say like a good resolution to this is like she loses her powers and becomes a mutant.
Yeah, or she's already a mutant. She just found out
like a mutant whose powers is like. She's already a mutant, but like her power's been augmented.
Right. Yeah. That's fine. Whatever. Yeah. I'm cool. Yeah. I'm like, I'll take that. I mean, anybody could be a mutant. A mutant is a human. They just a mutated human.
Yeah.
That's why there's the whole thing. Mutant, filthy mutants. That could be you, idiot.
So like, I'm just saying, like, at this point in time, her powers come from the Mind Stone.
Right. I know. So fine, cool. It's just so funny. It's like, hey, you ain't gonna leave you'll give your brother a hug.
Hey, can long lost bro give his sister a squeeze? Like, oh God.
That was actually so perfect though.
Like, oh man. Like one, he pulled that off. Like, but still, it's just like, okay, y'all got me.
Yeah. But what does it mean for her though? Like, how can you just accept, like, honestly, I mean, and narratively, the character of Wanda, how can you just accept another person as your brother? It works for us big time.
Right.
But for her, the character is like, really?
But like, this is what I'm thinking, right? Like, so we already know in the original storyline in the comics, Mephisto was in the background on this.
Right.
So like, I'm thinking like that's one of the reasons why I said I thought the kid was like telling her, no, you can rewrite death.
Oh,
like,
and that might be why she did that. Because I mean, that was always in her mind.
Right. So I think she's being pushed to stretch her powers further and further, so that Mephisto can eat off of this whole situation.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like, I think that's where this is going to end up going. Is like, nah, you can do some off the wall stuff with your powers, even stuff you don't necessarily want.
Yeah, but why make him look different though? Like, you at least, you know what I'm saying? If you bring somebody back, why would you make them not look like they look?
I think she might have literally snagged the other Pietro.
Or maybe she just grabbed a person and made him Pietro.
Possibly.
Which
it could be Pietro.
Which I hope not. I hope they don't do that, because we just had this conversation with the Wonder Woman where you took somebody else's life.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know what I'm saying? She just got a Pietro from another dimension.
I don't know if Pietro would be cool with that either.
Maybe he's saying that
I don't think that bothers her at this point.
Yeah. I mean, the possibilities are out there, and we'll see in the next episode.
Yeah.
What the hell this mean? They can't just go away from this. They got to address this. Yeah. I hope they address it right away, but they got to address this.
Like, imagine if they just like acted like this was cool.
Yeah. But anyway, we got to wrap up. So that is our review for WandaVision episode 5. Sorry it went on a little long, but we had a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir.
And episode 6 is like, okay, I can't wait.
Dude, I don't think there's anyone watching this show who isn't like impatiently waiting for the next one.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for checking out the video. If you like our content, please subscribe to the channel. And
don't forget to give us a thumbs up and comment down below so we know you like what we're doing. You can let us know what you'd like to see more. Feel free to start a discussion in the comments. Help us beat YouTube's algorithm, because we out here.
Yes. Well said. All right. We out here. Peace.